This lecture is called the embouchure. Embouchure, fancy French that just means essentially this. Okay? The position of the jaw, the teeth, the lips, the tongue, all of the visual facial components of your vocal tract. These articulators, jaw, teeth, tongue are part of the vocal tract actually, but it's more the extrinsic part of it. In any case, the shape of the mouth and the jaw, in simple terms, is the embouchure. Okay? Now, I'm going to talk to you about two different kinds of embouchures that you're going to read about in the book, and I want you to train and be aware of. But before I go there, let me just talk to you about why the embouchure is so important. Listen, there might not be any other technical component in the phonation package that I, as a voice coach and other voice coaches, repeat to their students more often than drop your jaw and open your embouchure. This is a huge deal, so pay attention. You absolutely have to keep your embouchure open. You have to have the jaw down and with a bite, okay? The components of the embouchure. Beginners tend to train with a closed embouchure. You think you're opening your embouchure, you think you're dropping your jaw and biting into the sound, but you're not, oftentimes, as a beginner. What I want you to do is stand in front of a mirror for the first 2 to 4 weeks when you're training, when you're learning that foundation building routine. You get a mirror inside your training space, and every once in a while you're going to look to that mirror and you're going to make sure that as you're phonating those vowels that you have an embouchure that looks like this. Okay? That your jaw is down and your teeth are exposed and your tongue is forward. If you fail to close and you collapse the embouchure, all the other phonation package components will not respond properly. The compression of the vocal folds, the formation of the vowel, the pitch intonation, larynx dampening, all of these components will crap out basically, and your singing will have problems. You must build the habit of having a wide open embouchure all the time when you're singing. It's that important. Now then, there are two embouchures that we talk about in the 4 pillars of singing, and I'm going to cover them for you briefly now. The first embouchure is the vertical embouchure. The vertical embouchure looks like this. Okay? So, if I was singing an A vowel, it would look like this. Okay? We call it a vertical embouchure because it in fact is more shaped in an up-down configuration. Now, the vertical embouchure is great for open vowels when you're singing high. It's great for overdrive vowels, and if you want a more metallic sound color in your singing, you might go to an open embouchure, all right? Or a vertical embouchure. But there's a catch. The vertical embouchure also can tend to make singers move their jaw around a lot. If you're singing a lot with a vertical embouchure, you're going to be moving your jawbone quite a lot. And that's not efficient. The jawbone hinging is just a big clunky hingy thing. And what it does is it makes the formation of the vowels less efficient, and it will contribute to vocal stress, constriction, and problems when you're singing high notes sometimes, okay? So there are advantages with the vertical embouchure. It does tend to kind of open up and splat out on the open vowels such as A, O, A, Ah. These are all vowels that are great for a vertical embouchure when you're singing high notes. However, be careful because you'll have to move your jawbone quite a lot, and that creates a little bit of an inefficiency in your singing. So we have this conflict, right? Sometimes we want a vertical embouchure for certain vowels, but hinging of the jawbone tends to be inefficient. What are we going to do? Well, in the book, I want you to read about the horizontal embouchure. The horizontal embouchure, I would say, is slightly more advanced than the vertical embouchure, probably because it's less intuitive, okay? The horizontal embouchure looks like this. Okay? If I were phonating an A vowel with a horizontal embouchure, I would look like this. Okay? Vertical embouchure, horizontal embouchure. Okay? It's horizontal for an obvious reason. You can see that my mouth and my jawline are more narrowed here. It's moving more in this direction and less in this direction. Now, initially, it's not intuitive to hold and sing through a horizontal embouchure, but I want to encourage you with that mirror to work on it and practice it. Because if you can phonate and maintain your singing with a horizontal embouchure, what happens is the jawbone becomes static. The jawbone is no longer going, ma, 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 ma. It's no longer hinging, okay? And it becomes efficient. Efficient for vowel formation. In the book, near the embouchure section, you will read about throat shaping. Throat shaping is the formation of vowels in singing, primarily with the tongue and the intrinsic muscles inside and around the larynx. We call this throat shaping. If you are throat shaping, you are not hinging your jaw, okay? So if you want efficient vowel formation, okay, if you want less constriction when you're singing, try going a little bit more horizontal on your embouchure. That will keep your jawbone static, and that will kind of force your body to form and shape and modify vowels with the tongue and inside intrinsically in and around the larynx. Okay? So, in summary, the embouchure. You got to open your mouth when you're singing. If you don't open your mouth when you're singing, none of this stuff is going to work. It's super important. Practice in front of a mirror. Number 2, we have 2 separate embouchures. One is the vertical embouchure. It's great for A, Ah, O, A, O big open vowels, and it tends to help you get good deep placement when you're singing high notes. Nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly fine. However, it does force you to hinge the jaw a lot, and that can become a problem. So what do? You have an option. You stand in front of your mirror and you train vowel modifications and vowel formation with a static jawline inside of a horizontal embouchure so that you can get your throat shaping game on. All right? That's what it's about. That's the embouchure. There's 2 of them. Master them. Understand why we care about the horizontal embouchure, because we want a throat shape for vowels. It's more efficient. That's it. Embouchure. Get after it.